Does this shirt make me look fat? No, it's your big fat belly. Hey, good day. I'm your host, Dave Duseau. It's time for Cooking Something Good. Cooking Something Good. It's a food cast. It's a fun show. It's a foodie show. Cooking Something Good, where fun is food, food is fun, and it's always foodie fun time here at Cooking Something Good. Today we're gonna span the globe. We have got two segments, two regular segments. We have our regular co-host Andrea Jorgensen. She's with us from Seattle. First segment we call Seattle to Sunappe. Get it? Seattle to Sunappe. And then we go all the way around the world. Sunappe stays here. And we go like this way to Delaware. And we're going to have Dan Floerke. He is our weekly co-host with what we call, can you see over here? Singapore. Where is it? All right. Singapore to Sunappe. And we're going to talk about food, wine, nothing. It's going to be fun. It's a good time. It's today's episode of Cooking Something Good, brought to you by our great sponsors, E.L. Harvey Waste Removal and Recycling, quietly improving the quality of life for the residents of New England since 1911 with environmentally sound and economically sensible waste disposal. elharvey.com. That's where you can find us. The Conway Scenic Railroad. It's an old-fashioned railroading experience. It's a great time. Go find them at conwayscenic.com. It's a great thing. You can do it with a traveling companion, with a close friend, with a lover. You can bring a lover with you. You can bring the kids. It's a great day out in the backwoods of New Hampshire. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it's like going back in time, conwayscenic.com. And also our final sponsor, one of my good friends, Manny's Olive Oil. Manny's Olive Oil is made at Manny's Family's olive groves in Crete. Crete is the largest island in Greece. It's from Manny's family to your family with love. Manny's Olive Oil. And you can find that at our shop, csgbn.com. csgbn.com. Go to the shop. You can buy Manny's Olive Oil there. We'll ship it right to you. Nothing to it. Those are today's sponsors for Cooking Something Good. Let's get ready and let's get rolling. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we're back. It's time for Seattle to Sunappe, a new feature. We've got our YouTube page up. We've got Andrea Jorgensen, who's a regular on the show. Andrea, welcome to this show, Seattle to
Hey,
Sunappe.
David.
Nice to see your face after so many years.
I know. Nice to see yours.
And we're trying out something new. This is very exciting.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. You sent me a picture earlier. You had probably 6,000 strawberries.
I bought 4 flats of strawberries. Yeah, farm fresh picked strawberries today.
And it's kind of funny that you did that because the other day, when I was a kid, there was a show called Fort Laramie. And I happened to look up strawberries, and Fort Laramie strawberries, which come out of Wyoming, came up. And those look like Fort Laramie strawberries. They're sold in Washington too.
Huh, maybe.
So
I don't know. They weren't marked or anything. I know when you get like plants around here, they're marked, oh, this is quinault, this is this is this. But I don't think they usually mark them when you're buying the actual berries.
Now, that was a lot of strawberries. Do you have like 6,000 people coming over? What's the plan?
So normally I pick that much every summer. But now that I have a little more help than I have had in previous years, now that my littlest one is almost 3, she likes to be very helpful.
That's cool.
And so you don't really get to like spend a good couple hours picking berries or being sort of productive that way. So I actually went to the local produce market, and they had them. The ones that I got were marked down. They were marked as jam strawberries because some of them are overripe and kind of mushy and whatever. But they were $10 for a flat. So I got 4 of them.
And what do they usually go for a flat? What's an average price?
When I was in there, so they had fresh ones today that they were selling for $25 a flat.
Oh, so that's a good deal.
Oh, it's a wicked good deal. Yeah. So, and I've been going through them. I'm through 2 of the flats already, and I've probably only thrown out 25 berries. Like the rest of them, I've just cut out like bad spots and thrown them in a freezer bag. I'm just gonna make a strawberry sauce to put over some ice cream that we're gonna make later, and the rest I'm just gonna cut up and put in the freezer for like smoothies and whatever. And then I'll save a couple of them to eat and whatever.
So you'll have
So.
strawberries into the fall and winter.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what we do every summer. We do that with blueberries that we pick. We do that with a bunch of strawberries and stuff. The cherries are coming into season. Actually, that's what we were going to talk about today is cherries. It's in the middle of cherry season right now in Washington State. The Bings, the Rainiers, they're both everywhere. Rainier has a shorter season than the Bing cherry does, which is the one that most people are familiar with, the red one that like stains everything but tastes delicious. And so I usually do that every year with cherries too, is I'll do, 10, 15 pounds of cherries and pit them, throw them in the freezer, stuff like that.
I love cherries. And it's another one of those things I don't get anywhere with cherries because I buy them, I wash them, and then one by one,
Put them down.
eat, remove pit, spit pit out, repeat. Eat.
Yep.
And it just goes on.
Well, they're so good for you. They have so many antioxidants. They're anti-inflammatories. They supposedly there's some new research that they're like can stave off certain cancers. Like if you eat a cup of cherries, which I think is like 20 or 21 cherries, on a regular basis, it can prevent or at least delay like Alzheimer's, dementia, like all that sort of stuff too. So I mean, why not?
Yeah, and I'm getting to the age where I'm getting forgetful. I should be eating cherries all the time. We all get forgetful. Do you ever go upstairs to get something and by the time you get up there, they're gone? Or you forgot why you
forgot what you're
already I forgot what I was saying.
There we go. Case in point.
You go upstairs. All right. I do it at the supermarket all the time. I'm like, oh, that's right. And I'll run to the other end of the supermarket, leave my cart at one end. And then I can't remember why I went there. I finally give up and I think if I walk back to the other side, but then I walk back and I forgot where I put my damn cart. So I search for my cart forever. And then when I'm looking for my cart, then I say, oh yeah, I meant
to get.
I needed Boston lettuce. So you go all the way flying back and you come back and then the store clerk or whoever, the food person at the supermarket thought it was a deserted cart. So put everything back and you got to start from zero again. And now all you have is the Boston lettuce instead of the 6,000 items you had in your cart. I have issues, Andrea. I have issues.
I have not. I mean, I knew that, but I have not taken it. I have not taken it that far. I have gone upstairs, and then inevitably there's a mama, and I have to like answer some question or find something, and then I forget why exactly I went upstairs in the first place. But I haven't started with that. Oh, I need to remember to go get this, and then 3 seconds later lost it. But I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
I got sent to the supermarket like 6 weeks ago for 2 things.
Yeah.
And she wrote it down. My traveling companion wrote it down. I was like, I don't need a list for 2 things, but I got there and I forgot them both. Because I started eating. I eat while I'm walking through the store.
Oh, do you?
A cherry here, a little piece of lettuce, a little piece of celery here. Cut off a carrot and eat that. I eat while I walk through the store.
Oh, okay.
They frown upon that too.
They do, yeah. That's why I'm a little.
Well, supermarkets' margins are really low. It's like a 1% margin
for a supermarket.
For a supermarket, yeah, they're really low. They have to sit, and the reason they can do that is because they sell a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you only sell one thing for $5, and you get a 1% margin, well, you're out of luck.
Right.
But supermarket, that's why they encourage you. That's why that's why some supermarkets took forever to get the big baskets. You get the little carts and the big carts. And when you get used to having only just 2 of us here, because the kids are grown and out of the house, you get the little basket, right? So then and it's like you're driving a sports car. But when you get that big thing, it's like you're driving a bus. But you fill the damn thing up. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you do at the supermarket. It doesn't matter. If you don't get a basket, you got one too many things.
And you're juggling it, and
you got the bag in your mouth like this, and
then you're like, it's a matter of pride at that point. Like, I can do this. I will get this to the cashier.
But then if you take one of the baskets, I walked with my basket. If you take a basket,
you know what? I think I wanted to try this, and
you got too many things. But then if you get a small cart, you get too many things. And if you get a big cart, you load that sucker up, and their 1% margins are worth it.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about.
There you go.
All right. So just remember what you came to get. The answer, cherries.
I used to love when we lived in Virginia, we had Wegmans, and I love Wegmans. I miss them. And they used to have an app. I don't know if they still do, but you could create a grocery list in the app, and it would tell you what aisle it was located in, and then you could send someone that grocery list. So I took my husband's phone and I downloaded the app on his phone, and then I would send him the list, and he could pull up the list and he could say what aisle it was in when he went shopping. I was like, this is amazing.
Wasn't your husband in the military?
Yeah.
He can't find
He
his way.
hates grocery shopping.
He can't
Huh?
find his way through a supermarket.
He is 100% about efficiency. He is not going to go walking around looking for this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, see, I'm
He
the
will
opposite.
not. So
Yeah,
if it is not
yeah.
point A, directly to point A, there is no detour to point B.
I think that's that military training because I like to
Oh,
wander
for sure.
around. My wife calls me.
Oh, I used to go grocery shopping at 9:30 at night when the Big Y was open till midnight.
Yeah.
Because like nobody's in there. They're stocking shelves, whatever. Like nobody bothers you. I could like walk around, like go down the ethnic food aisles and be like, oh, that looks good. I wonder what I can do with that. Grab a random item. Like, oh yeah.
I love going to the supermarket when it's crowded because I like talking to people. My traveling companion calls me a chatty Cathy, a bit of a chatty Cathy,
I bet.
which I think is fair.
Yeah.
But I like talking to people. I love going to Walmart at like 10:56 at night. Oh, it's like going to the circus. It's fantastic. And I like talking to people. Like yelling at their 4-year-old kid and throwing
At 10:56 p.m.
Oh yeah. Have you ever been to Walmart at 10:56? It is the
I used to go after I got out of the night shift at like midnight when there was a 24-hour Walmart in Virginia.
Yeah.
I'd hit it up on the way home.
Yeah. I tell you what, 10:56 is the optimal time. Bring a pad and a pencil, because if you're someone who is in the business of making people laugh and looking for new material, that is the place to be.
That is where to go.
Yeah. You either want to be with me anytime during the day or be at Walmart at 10:56 because you'll get a lot of material. A lot of material. I had a great idea for a new invention, by the way.
What?
Everyone thinks it's stupid, right? I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. I may call it the grab and go, but it's,
Okay.
Let me see. I wrote it down because I wanted to remember what I called it, but I had a little advertising.
What does it do? What does it do?
Well, let me say the whole
spiel
thing here. Yeah, because I'm
Okay.
pretty pleased with this. Nobody else was impressed.
Okay.
Nobody. All right, let me see if I can find it here. There we go. So here's the commercial, right? At Walmart now, the new grab and go, the post-sex undergarment retriever. Do you just want
you told me about this.
Don't you just want to go to sleep after sex? Don't you just want to go to bed? But no, you're down in the back of your bed, searching for your underwear down where the tuck-in place where your feet usually are. How about some kind of a dice? You push a button, it just rolls this thing up and it brings your underwear right to you. And then you could have, a thing on the side so the same device brings up a glass of water and maybe a little snack, some watermelon, maybe some fruit, cherries. I think it's a winner. Nobody else is impressed. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
Oh God.
So you know what? Cherries. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
The only time I eat cherries in anything, I just eat cherries when I get them. I love fresh cherries. I love when they're in season.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you do with cherries?
So I make a cherry Pinot Noir sauce for a pork tenderloin, and that uses both dried and fresh cherries.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is delicious.
How do you make
delicious? So you start with, and I don't have a recipe. I just like eyeball it every time, so I can probably put one down later. But
wait. I'm supposed to be. Wait, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble. Hold on.
Where's your notepad?
Hey, Dad. Bring that over. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I know. I'm not supposed to.
Is that Jack?
I'm not supposed to.
Is that Jack?
What? It's Jack. But he's not really here.
Hi, Jack.
He can't hear you. See, every time you say hello to him in that way,
yeah,
it sounds like you're taking over a plane. Right?
I'm what?
Taking over a plane. Hijack. That's stupid. All right. So what I'm supposed to do here, this is how my mind works. I have my little book, and I'm supposed to write down anytime somebody gives me a new recipe, I write it.
Okay.
Right. So, all right. I'm supposed to write it in pencil. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
So it's about half a bottle of Pinot Noir,
Always a good place to start, my friend.
of course. And then you drink the rest of the bottle while you're cooking.
That bottle. Drink other half. I'm gonna write that down. Drink other half.
Yep, that's the most important part. Because I mean, like so here's the thing: you have to make sure that you have 2 bottles on hand because you're going to use half of one bottle for cooking, the other half you're going to drink while cooking, and then you got to have one to eat with the pork afterwards, right? At dinner.
You're a thinker.
Right?
That's what I like about you. You're a thinker.
Planning ahead.
I love it. All right.
Okay, so half a bottle of Pinot Noir. Dump a package, which is, I don't know, 12 ounces maybe, of dried cherries into the Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Simmer until they kind of like plump up a little bit.
Okay, gotta hold on.
Okay.
Because they wanted me to be able to write this and type it, but they were afraid to, because even though no one's over there on the other side of the studio, they were afraid that I would push the wrong button and disconnect somebody. All right. All right. 2 ounces of dried cherries. I'm going to put them in the Pinot Noir.
Yep.
What am I going to do? Reduce
let it simmer.
Yeah.
So they like plump up a little bit.
Yeah.
Add 1 whole diced shallot.
Yeah.
I usually do. Now, most people don't have this on hand, but I have a dark chocolate balsamic, and I usually just do a splash of that in there too.
Well, let's make
You could
sure
use a regular
people get that.
balsamic.
Yeah.
Huh?
People should get that because that is a nice touch.
It's delicious over ice
worth
cream,
that
let me tell
flavor.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that with some strawberries over ice cream.
Okay.
And then what do? I usually do some garlic, salt and pepper, let it simmer a little bit, thicken down. And then I end up usually doing like a cornstarch slurry to like thicken it up a little bit more.
Yeah. So
And then
you're gonna reduce, so you're reducing the wine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then do like a cornstarch slurry to thicken it further. You don't have to, but I like mine a little bit thicker. And then
Please don't just dump the cornstarch in and start stirring.
Oh no, you take a little bit of
You mix it around.
And then you pour it through a sieve so that you don't get any chunks in there.
All right, so you have to find a criminal.
Yep.
Oh my God, I lose my mind. Yeah. Okay.
And then I serve it with a pork tenderloin that's been roasted with just salt, pepper, garlic, and a bunch of thyme.
Very nice. So any way you want to any way you want to prepare some pork is.
Yeah, I mean it's best with the thyme. Like make sure to put the thyme on there, but like you could grill it, you could roast it, you could whatever.
I love pork tenderloin. One of my favorite things too, and with a sauce. I love a sauce on anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sauce guy.
I think like
Canadian.
Any ethnic sauce, like give me all the tzatziki sauce, all the pesto, all the chimichurri, all the mole sauce. Like give me any ethnic sauce and I will eat it on everything.
Now, when you lived in Northampton, did you ever go to India House?
No.
It's the one on State Street next to State Street Fruit Store. They've been there since 1976.
Oh, maybe.
Been a long time. They have the best. First of all, they have the best chicken wings I've ever had, but they have the best mango habanero sauce.
Really?
Yes, that goes with their chicken. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But a good sauce can complement. But know when to use a sauce and when, like my sister made ribs the other day. They were unbelievable. And then people were putting bottled barbecue sauce on it. And these were so good with nothing.
Did she baste them with sauce while she was cooking them?
Constantly. And they had a nice flavor and juicy. And I was like, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? Are you on heroin? Are you people all smoking heroin? You don't smoke heroin, do you? I don't know. Yeah. We have to update our heroin now.
I need to get up to speed, apparently. Yeah.
I don't think we are. But it's true, a good sauce can save. And it can also save something that every once in a while, you always want to be perfect, but every once in a while you make something and it's like it's a lot of times I don't know if this is the same with you, but I'll make something that's like in my wheelhouse. I have 5 or 6 things that are just in my wheelhouse. They're great every time.
Mhm.
But every once in a while, something isn't quite right. It's just, and maybe it's because you're not going through your menu. You're not following basically your checklist, right?
Mhm.
You're just winging it. But then a sauce can save it. But
Yeah.
a bottled sauce with all that sugar and that
Yeah.
tar, I call it tar. It's like, and the next day you wake up and you're like, all night you're like a lanta, you burned, right? It's like, this is awful, awful. Anyway, cherries, I have never tried that. I'm going to try that. I think
Oh, for sure.
tomorrow.
It's a go-to.
And ice cream, I like cherry ice cream.
Cherry ice cream, good. Put some dark chocolate, like dark chocolate chips in there, or dark chocolate chunks in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm supposed to stay away from chocolate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
I'm trying my best. I'm failing lately, by the way. I have to go for my appointment,
Oh, yeah.
appointment, and it's like they give you this test, and it's like the last 3 months, so they know what your blood sugar has been every day for the last 3 months.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so there's no way, because I didn't know that at first. I'm like, all right, well, I'll wait. I'll eat whatever I damn well please, and then 9 days before I go, I'll just stop and I'll be fine by then. No, they got you. So all you're doing is you're just going in to confess your sins, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
What can you say?
Right.
But yeah, and I have a sweet tooth. I love ice cream. I love chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I like white chocolate. I don't like caramel. It's the
Oh,
the
really?
only sweet thing I don't like.
Oh, I made a brown butter bourbon caramel a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God.
I like bourbon. Bourbon without the caramel. I don't like caramel. It's the only thing I love all kinds of ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I like Chunky Monkey. I like Monster Mash.
Doesn't that have caramel in it?
No.
No?
No, I don't
Oh,
think
it's got peanut butter, right?
peanut butter. Yeah. I love peanut butter. Dear God.
Oh my God, I could eat my body weight in peanut butter.
I can too. I love melted peanut butter. And I
Over
like
ice cream, and then it hardens back up.
Yeah, I love that. And I love Skippy. I don't know why. I hate the all natural.
Really? Oh, I can't stand it. If it separates, I'm out. Nope.
That's what I love about it. That's
Really?
my favorite part.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh God, no. I will take an entire jar of Skippy peanut butter and I will scoop it out and I'll put it in a microwavable bowl and I will melt it and then I will stick a straw in. Sometimes I'll let it cool and just jump in my whole body.
Oh, okay.
Into
That must be a really big bowl.
It's a big bowl. But peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and bacon.
Oh,
peanut butter,
PB&Js, yeah.
bacon and jelly is another one of my favorites. Peanut butter and bacon and jelly is the best, right? Because you got the salt, right, from the bacon. You got the sweet from the jelly, and you got that peanut butter. It's like the perfect combination. And you know what? I'm not supposed to eat too many carbs, so I'll make it into a mold, right? So I'll just put it in a mold, and then I'll let it harden, and I'll just sit there and eat it. Like scoop it up, almost like it's not. I mean, not having the bread is ridiculous because I cut the jelly, the peanut butter.
Yeah, seriously, that's the least of your worries.
But I like it without bread. I like a lot of things about bread. You know, the perfect, you can have the best sandwich in the world, but if you don't have the right bread combination, you've just wasted.
Breaks it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just too much bread, or a bread will get soggy. If you make something that has a sauce to it, and you have a soggy bread, even if you grill it or toast the bread or put it on the broiler, it's still going to get a little. You need the right bread, and it's not easy. It's a job. It's a job.
Yeah.
I make a sandwich. I'm like, I hope you appreciate that. A lot of thought went into it. A lot of thought. That's like cooks. The problem with a cook is when you first go to school and you want to be a cook and you want to own your own restaurant. Well, first you got to go to school.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to.
Or be in the industry for a very long time.
Yeah. Let me rephrase that. You don't have to go to school, but you have to be around someone who's great. Yeah. Or every once in a while, there's that rare person who's just has that touch. You know, their mother, their father, their grandmother, somebody at a young age, and they had a combination of the touch. But you want to open your own restaurant, you got to work for someone for years. Yeah. Then you open a restaurant, right? You got to go find customers. The maitre d' is making more money than you because you don't have any customers yet.
Right.
Right. So for for 2 years, you try to survive and build up a reputation and get big, and then you finally make it, and you're still surviving every day because it's a tough job, and people are complaining. They're like, hey, $31 for this veal, and they're like, no idea what your costs are whatsoever.
Mhm.
It's a tough job. Owning a restaurant is a tough job.
Oh yeah,
And
your
then people,
overhead's ridiculous.
oh yeah, and then people criticize, and then when you finally make it, and you open 2, 3, 4, and you're still struggling because you're working every day to get 4 restaurants to work, but you're making good money, and you buy yourself a nice little car and a decent house, and you know what they say? Oh, look at that guy, he's rich. It's like that guy has been working or that woman have been working. They have been working there. That woman has been working her ass off since she was 16 years old when she got a job as a chef at the Frosty Frost on the beach in Del Rey, right? Where's Del Rey? It's in Florida. Yeah, in Del Rey. And 24 years later, she's got 4 restaurants. She's still working 57 hours a day.
Yeah.
And people, look at her. She's got it made.
Well, she has earned it because that is so hard.
They work hard.
They work so hard.
I saw a thing today. It's on one of the social medias, though. It showed 2 guys sitting on a bench, and there was a light shining on one guy, and it said underneath, it said waiter, and he was reading a book, and it said, the food's good, I'm going to give you a nice tip. And then below, the next one was a guy sitting on the bench, and it said cook. It's like, what doesn't the cook get? I don't even know. Do cooks get tips too? Who gets?
So there's a thing that they do out here. I forget what the
Hello.
To all the staff.
You froze for a second. You froze. You were just sitting there. You weren't
really?
moving. There was no sound. And I didn't know. I don't know where you live. I don't know anybody I could call just in case, because maybe you had got some kind of weird cryogenic thing happened and you were frozen and needed to be defrosted. And who would I call? I don't even know what town you live in. I was concerned. It's good to see you moving around again.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's a restaurant out here where they do it, and they give it to the kitchen staff as well.
That's good.
Which is good because they're the ones doing the food for you, and the one that's working around all the food allergies and like this and the other thing.
Oh, I know. And all the prep cooks, that's a miserable job. Although I love prepping. It sounds strange, but prepping is one of my favorite things. Prepping and gardening. Nobody bothers you.
Yeah.
It's like
because nobody else wants to do it.
Nobody wants to do it, right? And it's not like one of those, David, and I love my mother, but David, I need you to do one thing for me in 16 parts. I need you to take there's a big bowl up there. I need you to take the bowl out and then take all the other bowls out with them and then take out the pictures and take the label off the back, right? If you're just sitting around, sitting on a couch with your feet up, watching reruns of, Gilligan's Island, you're gonna get tapped on the shoulder to go do that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
as you should be.
If you're prepping, no, I'll get somebody else to do it. So if you don't want to do anything, learn how to prep. Good advice. I think it's good advice. Now I've never cooked with you.
I know.
We've never cooked together.
We've talked food for like 20 years, but
I know,
never,
but we've never cooked together. We've rarely been in the same room.
I know.
But you went to cooking school.
Mm-hmm.
Is learning how to cut, how to use a knife, how to sharpen a knife, is that a big part of the curriculum or the learning process?
I mean, you got to know which knife to use for what, right? You're not going to use a bread knife to, get through a steak.
Yeah.
Or like do your meat fab and stuff like that. You get a whole beef tenderloin. That's not what you're going to use to cut it into fillets or whatever. We had a meat fab class. You had to know which knives to use for whatever protein you were working on. But we did the first class you did was all knife skills. You had to learn what's the difference between medium and small dice. There was like a little card that we had that had like pictures on it.
I don't even know the difference.
You would and you would like hold, you'd cut up your carrot, you know what I mean, into like this square, and then you'd be like, okay, is this medium? Is this small? Oh crap, I gotta make this smaller, And so that's how you would do it, and you'd go through this whole thing, and your whole class was I think it was 6 weeks of just knife skills, of learning how to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, every once in a while I'll see something that says finely dice, and I'll finely dice it. I mean, it's just but I don't know the difference between and I have more knives, but basically I use a bread knife, I use a paring knife, and I have a really nice
Chef's knife.
chef knife.
Yeah.
And these people, they buy these $5 jillion knife sets. The amateur cook like me, again, you have a professional background, you've got training. For me, I need a paring knife. All I want you to do is put my paring knife, my bread knife, and my chef's knife in that holder. And I want my thing.
Well, I mean, even I have favorites.
What?
Even I have favorites. You've got just how sharp your knife is, like, oh, I'm going to be cutting this. I'm going to make quick work of it with my chef's knife. Or you're going, oh, like this tomato, I'm going to need a serrated knife. So I have like a knife specifically for vegetables that makes clean cut, like stuff like that. I have my own favorites as well. I might have 15 knives, but I have 3 or 4 favorites that I use all the time.
I use 3 basically. And all I want is people to put those 3 knives back in there. I've got a whole other one back there. And you know what? I don't know what it's called, believe it or not. I have my knife sharpener. It's great. I mean, and people have these electric ones.
You mean the steel?
Yeah.
That doesn't actually sharpen your knives,
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it might. What it does is it straightens out your blade.
I took a Gordon Ramsay course.
Okay.
That's what he said. Maybe he said his straighten. I don't know, but it does help you. You cut better when
it does, because what it does is it straightens out your blade. So if you've got a knife that you've been using forever, your blade may not be completely straight. Instead of being like this, it could be like this, and another part of it could be like this. Depending on how rough you've been with your utensil. But if you use your steel, and as you're going back and forth, it's straightening the blade out, so it's getting it all on one.
Again, I did not. That's what's so important about Sunappe, Seattle. The knowledge coming east. It's the knowledge. It does help my knife, but the most for me, I've never cut myself. Although I was talking to Jack the other day, and I said I was cutting, and my knife was getting a little dull, so I just straightened my blade, which I thought was sharpening it, but I straightened my blade and it cut better. But the most dangerous time to use a knife is when it's not sharp. I mean, that's when you're going to cut yourself. Is like if you're trying to just maybe to cut some peppers or anything, and you're just, I mean, if it slips off that knife, that's where you're gonna off that edge. That's where you're going to cut your finger off.
I usually have my most accidents, which knock on wood, I haven't had any in a while, but I have the knives, I forget the brand, but you send them back once a year and they sharpen them all for you and then they send them back to you.
Yeah.
And I always
Big Y does that. I bring mine to Big Y.
Oh, do you?
I don't bring my.
And I always have my most, not like accidents, but like slips, because they're sharper than usual. And I'm used to, especially that last couple of months before like you send them out, you're used to them being duller, you got to apply a little more pressure, this, that, and the other thing. And then you get them back and they are razor sharp. And it's like, oh, I'm going to need to be a little more careful with this.
Oh, God. I'm just the opposite. If it's not sharp, that's when it'll slip off. If because I do that. I don't know if you do. I do a little 3-finger thing that they teach.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then I just put the blade against there.
Up here.
Yep. Yeah. But, if it's not sharp and it slips off, that's what goes like this. And I've had accidents that way before.
Oh, no.
So we're opposite.
Not the first time.
No. All right. Hey, this has been fun. The first Zoom.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
First, you're like, "What's your email? What's your email?" And I was like, "Why aren't you calling me?"
I had directions. I was telling Andrea before. Hold on, that Jack, our producer, have instructions.
Oh, good.
Here, please do not deviate with a little star. Please do not deviate. In other words, hey, you dumb shit, just do what I tell you. And don't do anything else.
Don't get creative.
You're gonna screw it up, which is why I write the recipes down in our great little cool cooking something good mini cookbooks.
That's cool.
I like these because I take them if I have a recipe that I've never done before and I'm copying it off of something. I'll write all my ingredients down, and then when I get supermarkets, I got everything, and then I can step through step. And if I make little changes along the way, I can just make my own changes. And then I can call it kind of my own. I always write a variation of, or I got the basic idea from, because you don't want to steal someone.
Adapted from or whatever.
You don't want to steal anybody else's shtick, right?
No.
You don't want to take credit for someone else's stuff. I know someone who made a great watermelon salad with feta cheese and mint. and he told me it was his,
Oh,
and he used pepper on it.
okay.
About 3 weeks later, I saw the recipe. It was oh, what's her name? I love her. Lydia. You ever watch Lydia? I think she's the Greek woman on PBS on Saturday
I
mornings.
haven't seen it, no.
Anyway, great show. And she's like, "This is a recipe I got from my grandmother. It's a family recipe." I'm like, "It's the same damn recipe." So I called him up and said, "Hey, you recipe thief." He said, "No, I added the pepper." I said, "You added the pepper, then you say it's a very, I
Yeah.
got this from Lydia the Greek.
Yeah.
I don't know her last name, but do you ever watch those PBS shows you have kids now? You have young kids.
I have young kids.
Oh, I love those shows. That is the best. It's Saturdays. Some places have them Saturday, some places Sunday, but it's like 6 or 7 shows in a row, half-hour cooking shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you've got I can't think of one person. My God, they got the guy from New Orleans, who I love.
Emerald?
No, not Emerald. African American, big round face, really great recipes, big personality. They've got Lydia, the Greek woman. Then they've got the Test Kitchen from Boston. All those shows. And it's just show up. They've got the another guy from Boston. What's his name? Ming. I think his name is Ming.
Okay.
And it's all different ethnic foods. It's all day long. It's great. They've got a woman from Mexico. And I don't do a lot of, I do a lot of Italian, French. And now since the pandemic, I've been doing a lot of Southeast Asian cooking, which I love. But I don't do a lot of other ethnic stuff. So I've enjoyed lately watching those and going on YouTube and watching those series. It's just different. Learning something different is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but now we're going to learn all about Washington. And I saw what part of Washington do you live in? Hold on. Let me draw a picture of Washington. I can't write it on the back of that because would that
No,
be
don't lose that. Jack will be very upset.
Would that be considered? Yes, that would be considered deviating. So I can't do that.
Yes,
right.
For sure.
So I'm going to draw a picture here of Washington. Oh, I can't take that. That's the recipe for the cherry Pinot Noir reduction sauce. So, all right. So this is Washington. I'll make sure I do it right. That's Washington, right? What part of Washington do you live?
Take, the Sound, the peninsula, some
The hell with all
coastline.
that stuff, overrated. And this is the ocean, and this is Oregon down there, right?
Okay.
All right.
The ocean should be on the other side, but that's fine.
No, that's Oregon. That's the ocean, and that's east. Oregon's below you.
Yes, but the ocean should be on the other side.
No, the ocean is over here.
No.
West to east.
Okay, you're holding it backwards, but okay. So.
Okay, I'm seeing it differently than you're seeing it.
Yes. Okay. Is that the problem? Yes. See, that's what I'm like. But then
now
Oregon goes on the bottom.
Now I'm thinking I need to eat more cherries right now because I'm starting to lose my mind. All right. So where are you on this map?
About middle.
Where's Seattle?
No, so like we're south of Seattle.
Where's Seattle?
Well, the coastline. So you're gonna want to put it like
near the coast.
It's on the Sound. So if you had drawn the Sound in there, you would have.
The Sound is there. You just don't see it.
Okay.
All right. So there's Seattle.
Yeah.
All right. Over that far over.
Sure.
Okay. And where are you?
South of Seattle. Yeah.
Like down here. Way down.
And a little inland.
Sorry about here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And now my niece is in Seattle.
Oh, you told me, yeah.
How far from Seattle are you? Keep looking at the map. Hey. Look at the map or you're going to get lost. All right. You're going to get lost.
Yes, I'm going to get lost.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're about with traffic, of course, right? We're over an hour out of Seattle downtown.
Right. Now, do you ever get into Seattle? Because I heard there's a place called the Biscuit Bitch.
Yes.
That's supposed to be very good.
It is.
Have you ever been in? So you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I am going to contact the Biscuit Bitch today.
Oh, okay.
All right.
She had several stores that she had to close during the pandemic.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
She had like
How do you
I
know
want
it's
to
a
say like
how do you know
6
it's a woman?
locations.
Oh,
Huh?
really?
Yeah, she had like 6 locations.
Peggy.
And she had to close, I think, 2 or 3 of them. I'll pull up the article. Somebody had
I mean,
posted
we're
it.
talking about.
We just had
What did I do? Is it
uh-oh.
still full screen? It's still full. Yes. Do you still see a full screen?
I do.
All right. I didn't screw it up. Yeah, I know. It's hard enough owning something like this. And then the pandemic. How did these places survive?
I know.
All right. So I'm going to call this person. We want to get them on the show.
Do you know her name?
No.
I'll give it to you right now.
All right. We're going to call her. And then we're going to get Andrea to load her kids, put the car seats up on top of the car. And like that movie, whatever. The Bachelor Party 2. What was the one where they went to Las Vegas and they did roofies?
I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. The Hangover.
Hangover. Yes.
Hangover.
The Hangover 2, where the guy bought a giraffe and he's driving down the highway and the giraffe's neck got cut off by a bridge.
I did not hear that, but
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I'm assuming that it wasn't real. I'm assuming it was some kind of a Hollywood stunt because I don't think they would actually kill a giraffe.
I don't think they would either. Here, I'll send you the thing.
It wasn't like Next to My Fair Lady is one of the greatest movies of all time. Let's just be fair. All right.
Have you seen you know who Kenneth Branagh is, right?
Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Is he the guy who invented the electric razor?
I'm gonna go with no.
No. Then I don't know who he is.
He's an actor and a director, producer, all that sort of stuff. And my favorite movie of all time is on Amazon, actually. It's Much Ado About Nothing.
I saw that at years ago at the New England Playhouse. New England.
Oh, did you?
Playhouse. Yes, one of my all-time favorite plays.
It is great. It's got it's a while ago. They made it a while ago. It's got Denzel Washington, Keanu Reeves. It's got a super young Kate Beckinsale. It's got
Kate who? Kate who?
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. Bacon.
Yeah,
Beckinsale?
she was. Are you familiar with Underworld? Like the vampire, werewolf, whatever thing.
I've never saw that.
Okay, yeah.
But I would because I love Danielle Washington. Danielle Keanu Reeves and
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Yeah, Denzel Washington's a great actor.
And it's also
And
Emma
Keanu
Thompson
Reeves,
plays Beatrice.
Emma
She
Thompson,
is
I love
fantastic.
Her. I love her.
It is, I think, her best role. She is amazing in that. And I always screw this guy's name up. It's did you ever watch House?
No, but I know the tall guy with a cane.
It's not him. It's a guy who's the cancer doctor that plays his best friend. I want to say it's like Sean Robert Leonard or Robert Sean Leonard, one of those. He's got 3 names, but he's in there. It's got all these fantastic names. It is so well done. It is hilarious, and it is my favorite movie.
All right, much ado about it. Why are we talking about this? Do you remember how? Do you remember why we got into this conversation?
We were talking about.
We are not the 2 smartest people on this interview. We are not.
It's with The Hangover.
The Hangover.
Somehow we got into movies and how it was not up there with whatever.
But why were we talking about The Hangover then?
They go to Vegas. You want me to put the car seats on top
car
of the floor?
Seats. The biscuit bitch.
Yes.
That's
I just sent you the article.
All right, now we got back to it. We figured it out. Oh my. Yes, the biscuit bitch. So if we get in touch with it, we need you to go there with your computer and do an interview and do a show from the biscuit bitch. And we'll trade them gift certificates.
Okay.
And then my niece said it's all about getting my niece free gift certificates because she said she loves that place. I don't know where in Seattle they are.
Has she been to Serious Pie?
I don't know. They're in town. They were in New Hampshire over the weekend. So they
they were. Okay.
Yeah, so they gave me a couple of places, but of course my idiot brain remembered just one place. There's another biscuit place they had mentioned too that they loved. 2 biscuit places.
2 biscuit places.
All right, so you sent me that. That's the end of our first ever Zoom, and that's what it's going to be.
We made it.
Yay. And we don't get to see your children.
Well, my oldest one is at school. My youngest one is sleeping.
School.
This is cool.
Year.
It's like the summer, like each week has a different theme. Like this week the theme is camping. Last week the theme was space, and so they made like rockets that they launched off of like straws and stuff like that. Like it's cool.
Wow, it'd be weird if they put those two together, camping in space.
That would be kind of weird, yeah. Yeah. And the week before that was dinosaurs, so that would be quite the combination.
It would be.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's a fun
Yeah.
thing to do over the summer.
Yeah.
You're always looking for stuff to do with the kids. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
The summer specifically, and here our school system is weird. Every Friday is an early release. So every Friday the kids get out at like 1:40.
Oh, really?
Every single Friday. So it's like, okay.
It's like you're always looking, especially when you're a stay-at-home parent. I mean, you just need it, especially in the summer, you needed a break. So it's like they should have called it Build a Bear and Bring Me a Drink, right? Because you need it. There's my kid. Give me my bourbon. Let's have
There you go.
good
Yep.
day. Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunappe, my friend. I can wave to you now.
So good to see you.
And we will see you next Monday. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of Cooking Something Good. Right after this, my mother told me I should stay up straight, so I'm doing it, Mom. Andrea, we'll see you soon.
Bye, David.
Hey, good morning from Sunappe, New Hampshire, and good evening from Singapore. Wine and coffee, Dan and Dave, Sunappe to Singapore, and the star of Sunappe to Singapore. And one of my closest, maybe my closest and the oldest friends. It's weird that now we're old friends now. Dan Floerke. Dan,
so sweet.
Welcome to the show. Yes, I'm a sweet guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to think. One of your nieces just had a birthday. What birthday was that? 30th?
30th, I think. Yeah.
So that's how long we've known each other, Allison.
Wow.
Because I came up to Sunappe. I think she was born in June. I think, right?
I think it was Samantha.
Or something like that.
I think that was Samantha.
No, I don't think so.
You're probably right.
Because it's 30.
Yeah, Samantha's over than 30.
Yeah, but that's how long let's say at least 30 years I've known her.
Wow,
which is crazy. Yeah.
What's crazy? I think we knew we were going to be friends right away because I had known you like 18 days and had you in my wedding.
That's true.
It was like, and then your parents who live at the time, I believe, in Colorado, now in Arizona, came to my daughter's
Danielle's
christening.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was an instant friendship. You knew my wife first, but that friendship is kind of petered out. She's
who?
My wife.
Never heard of her.
That friendship.
Anyway,
no, you guys are still good friends, and she's heading your way. By the way,
she's heading your. Yeah, end of July. How come you're not on that plane?
I have.
It's a quick trip.
Unfortunately, it's a quick trip, and I don't have. I have no desire to go for 5 days to the other side of the world. When I go, I'm going to go, and we want to hang around. I want you to take me to Thailand, show me around Phuket, do a little golfing, eat some great food.
Go to Vietnam. Go to Laos.
Yep.
Bhutan, go to Myanmar if you want.
All the places
all that's reachable within here, 2 hours plus. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to be in Quebec City at that time. I'll be recording shows up there during a week. So, and that's a 5-hour drive. It's funny, it's a 5.5-hour drive. But if you want to fly to Quebec back in time. But if you want to fly to Quebec City from the anywhere in New England, doesn't matter really where you are. It takes by the time you leave your house to the time you get there, it takes about 14 hours. You got to get to the airport an hour early. And then you got to fly to, usually to Philly or to DC or to Atlanta. They have a Houston. So you have to, there's one flight. You can fly from Manchester to Houston to Toronto to Quebec City.
Who does it for miles anymore? Do you know anybody who does it for miles? It's all about time now.
It's all about time now. It really is.
Nobody cares anymore. The airlines are just like, I was trying to fly from San Francisco to Tucson, and they wanted 50,000 miles for a round trip ticket, which is unheard of. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm not used. I rarely, if I have miles and I can use partial miles and get a better rate. Hey, let's talk about food.
Anyway.
You've got a nice, you had a nice dinner. I saw it. We have a picture.
I did.
We're going to post that picture so people actually,
oh, good.
Post that up so they can see. What'd you make tonight?
I had a nice organic Australian ribeye steak that I pan-seared. It was just a simple salt and pepper, no crazy spices, because that's the thing about Singapore. So I paid for a normal steak 38 Singapore dollars, which is absolute. Can we swear on your show? Or not really?
Yes, we can.
It was absolute horseshit. And so I was too embarrassed to give it back to the butcher because he already wrapped it and did everything. And he handed me the thing. It was like 38 Singapore dollars. Let's just call it $30.
It's those 30 American dollars.
Yeah, let's say it's around, or even 25. I don't know. But
was it a filet? Was it filet mignon?
It was a ribeye.
Oh,
it was a good sized ribeye. It was nice. It was thick. It was a nice inch thick, which is what I want. And but I'm like, my gosh, it's just the prices here are just getting crazy. But I just did a simple pan sear, and then did the quick little French with the butter basting thing, and then I threw in some garlic to caramelize that and make that nice and crispy and sweet, but not burnt. And then just had some simple tomatoes with some basil that I'm growing back here in my little garden, and some nice olive oil. Very simple dinner, but it was good.
And sometimes simple is the best. You know, a couple of months ago, I was going to go get some filet here. I was going to the local supermarket. It was $58 a pound.
Wow.
And I got a less expensive cut and just took more time and seared it quick and then cooked it slow and made something different instead. $58.
You know,
it's back down to like 38.
Yeah, I'm starting to cook skirt steak. Some people call it different places in the States. And stuff,
skirt steak.
Dirty steak.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if you marinate that right, it's a fraction of the cost. And if you marinate it right, it tastes fantastic. It's a tough steak. You really got to work with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can marinate it and cook it properly, it's saves you cash. The flavor's great, and that I should be cooking with that. But I wanted some ribeye tonight.
Yeah, and sometimes you want different things, but I'll tell you, you're right. If you get a good sear on an inexpensive cut and then cook it nice and slow, you can get great flavor. Like you said, with a great marinade, any marinade that you enjoy, you can get a good without paying that. I mean, at that $58 a pound back when I didn't buy it, but that's way out of my my price range.
I was thinking of doing a brisket, but then there's nobody here. All the skies are open, so everybody's traveling, so I didn't cook a brisket. And then I was thinking about, I know it's beef month or beef day or whatever, cow day, but I was thinking of doing a slow pork shoulder. Yeah. And with the Cajun spices, and you just pull it apart and make that into some nice street taco type thing with avocado and sour cream and stuff like that. Then I saw the steaks. I'm like, I gotta have a steak.
We had our high school reunion over the weekend, and wasn't very well attended. 40th.
Wow.
Wasn't well attended, but one of the guys there was I'm drawing an absolute blank. Not Steve. Steve was older than me. He'll see this, so we're gonna have to cut this out, Jack. We're gonna go. I'm just not gonna say it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we had our high school reunion over the weekend. Wasn't really well attended, but it was our 40th, and one of my old friends, Mr. Volkman, was here from the Southwest, an area you know well because your parents are in Arizona, but he was from New Mexico, and he made a New Mexican taco recipe. He was the only one who cooked, and it was
what was it? What made it New Mexican?
I don't know. I will let you know if you watch. Yeah. If you watch next week's show, he's going to be on.
I watch every show here.
Oh, he was incredible. The food was. I know you don't. You only watch your show.
It's a time zone. I don't even know what I'm on. I got to tell my mother.
That's right. Tell your mom you're on. I miss your parents. Haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah, they're getting old, man. It's just got to appreciate these times. Your mom looks great, by the way.
Yeah, she's
doing photos you sent me from the 4th of July weekend. How was that?
Oh, it's always
Did you guys do this steak and lobsters, or how was it more low key?
We had steak and lobster with bop cheese potato salad and all the Renee made her taco salad, which is something I just devour, it's got green. Yeah. It's got green.
It's a salad. It says salad's in the title. That counts.
Yeah. Nobody made bop cheese.
The chocolate cake.
The chocolate cake, the sticky buns, no one made those. You just can't. You can't imitate babchas.
Do you have that recipe here, chocolate cake?
We do. I can send that to you.
I
Actually,
gotta see that. Send
we're
that
going
me.
to. I have it, and we're going to actually, because you asked, we're going to post that online at csgbn.com,
Oh, dude.
where there's a
Please
lot
do.
of recipes. You know, you can find a lot of those old recipes. You know, the book that my mother had made up for us.
Yeah.
With aunts and uncles. A lot of those recipes
Yeah.
are in on the webpage, csgbn,
Yeah.
like cooking something good broadcastnetwork.com. And you'll find
Okay.
a lot of those. So we'll add that chocolate cake recipe to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the 4th of July was fun, and mom's doing great. She's
How old's your mom now?
85. She's
Yeah.
a puppy.
Yeah.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who just in November 11th of this year, she's going to turn 104. My friend Marge. She was born on the last day of World War I.
Wow.
She's as sharp as a knife.
You want to
Sharp-
live that long?
You know, it's funny because chronologists, I saw a thing on Nova a couple of years ago where they say the next generation will live healthy
That's the key, right?
till they're
Yeah.
140. My first thought was,
Yeah.
what am I going to wear?
Yeah.
I got no clothes for that.
I'm gonna run out of money.
I'm going to run out of money. I'm going to run out of clothes. I'll be walking around broken. I'll be 140 years old, broken, naked.
I just need a sarong and a ponytail and some Crocs. You're done.
That's all you needed. That's you don't have to worry about being naked. I mean, let's face it. Dead,
Nah.
it's like you don't have to worry about zipping up your zipper. What's the old expression? Dead birds don't fall from the nest.
Yeah. Never heard that one.
That's
I had a bird die right here.
Oh God.
That was terrible. It was devastating.
Did that go over your head? The dead birds don't fall out of the nest.
No, I got it.
Okay.
But I actually had a dead bird fall here. He did fall out of the nest and he died in another plant, and I didn't see it. I could have picked him up and put him in the nest.
What did
I
you?
felt so guilty.
Did your dog?
There's birds. This little planter. No, he stays. He doesn't. Sometimes he barks at her. So right here is right behind me is a jungle.
Yeah.
Pure dark jungle, and then these birds come and they'll nest here because it's the safest place. And I'm 5 floors up, but it's really safe for them to because there's no snakes or anything up here. So I get these birds. I've had like 8 nests here. So I'm multi-generational.
So
these birds come by and they say hi every now and then.
Yeah. So you're saying that the dead bird was in a safe place?
Well, he fell out. He was trying to fly and he fell into the other planter. I didn't see him and he must have starved to death.
It's a tough thing because I think if you touch the bird, then the mother won't.
No, I put them back in many times and the birds came. They're all about survival mode. I think that's horseshit, actually.
You think so?
I think so. I think that's an old wives' tale. I think if you put the birds back, I've done it many times. There's all these birds here. I'll put them back in the nest, and I see the mothers are here. I can actually see. I've seen they do a shift change. The dad comes or the mom comes and they do a shift and they feed and
just
like
Yeah.
everything. And they just want to keep the birds going. Yeah,
like human beings. Hey, it's a food show, and
sorry.
You're drinking a glass of wine. So let's talk a little bit about wines. You've been down in Singapore for quite some time now. So let's talk about the wines down there. What do they drink? Is it a lot of Australian wines? Of course, you get wines from all over the world now because it's
right.
It's easier. But we had a gentleman on back, 6, 7, 8 months ago, who was the owner of a company that produced boxed wines. And boxed wines, a regular thing of boxed wine is the equivalent of 3 bottles of wine. And it stays good forever. I mean, it stays good for a long, long time. It's easier to ship because they're shipping plastic. So it's there's a lot of benefits. Box wines used to be a joke. They're not so much anymore. Do you drink? What are you drinking now?
I'm drinking a nice. This is a Spanish one. I was debating between a Spanish one and an Argentinian one, but I picked this up. A decent bottle of wine here. You can't spend less than $30. You have to spend at least $30 to get a decent bottle of wine up. And so the wine selection, you're right, is a lot of Australian, and there's some good Australians out there, good wines, and then they have the rest of the world. But it's not like you go. When I just got back from the U.S. and I went to InBev or one of the big warehouse ones, and I brought back whiskey. You can buy a bottle of Stag's Leap and
And how
know,
much
got
can you bring
corn.
back? How much can you bring back to Singapore?
You can bring back 10 liters and pay the duty. So you get I think you get like a liter for free, and then you pay a duty on the rest. And it's not that much. I mean, and you claim it. And they have an app now. You just say, I'm bringing in 10 bottles. The alcohol content is this, and the price was this. So you can bring that stuff back. But it's limited to 10 liters. So like about 10 bottles.
And is there cheap cooking? A lot of times if I'm cooking something and I'm cooking with wine, I don't use an expensive wine. Are there inexpensive cooking wines you can get there? Just cheaper wines that you're not necessarily going to drink, but you're going to cook with?
Yeah, they're like $20.
Wow.
Yeah. you get a nice cooking bottle of wine for $20.
Oh gosh.
Crazy. I know. It's just gone. I used to get this New Zealand goat cheese. I know you can find it in US, but I saw it in Tucson, Arizona. And it's this, I'll send you a picture of it. And it's this goat cheese that it comes in this jar with olive oil and then a bunch like a bay leaf and peppercorns and stuff. And it's this goat cheese that's just beautiful. And you just put it on crackers and everything. And I saw it in the US. Like I get it there for like it's usually $9 for this jar. I just saw it today for $20 here.
So 100% more. 100% more.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Is it taxes? Is it?
No, now it's like it's all transportation. It's all like here's so.
Well, isn't New Zealand closer to Singapore? Am I wrong, or isn't
Well,
New
it's
Zealand
that.
closer
Well, no.
than Tucson, Arizona?
Here's an example. So Ben and Jerry's is what $2.99
Yeah.
store there. So here a Ben and Jerry's pint is 15 sing, so about $12, $10.
Well, there I can see the transportation. Where are they producing it too? Are they producing it
right
here or over there or in China or in Vietnam where are they making it?
That's just expensive to bring that stuff over frozen. So,
but are they producing it here?
20 years. No, that's still produced in Vermont, right? I don't think do they have plants outside of Vermont?
I don't know. That's a long trip. That's a long frozen trip. I heard the birds.
Can you hear the birds? The jungle is awakening, my friend. And behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but the moon's back there. It's gonna be a full moon tonight.
Yeah, it was a full moon here last night. I can't see the moon, but in the jungle there, do you have like cobras or?
Oh yeah.
You have cobras?
Oh yeah, I saw one. I didn't take my dog to the vet because I thought they're spitting cobras. So I took one to the vet because I thought he got either bit or spit on, and he didn't. And then right below me is a little dog run, where I throw with my dog. Roman, shout out to Roman.
God rest your soul, Roman.
No, that's Hugo. He's dead. Roman's alive still. So Roman.
God bless you being alive, Roman. Miss you, Hugo.
Yeah, that's the one. But I go. There's this little footbridge across the canal, and I'm like, your brain just kind of reacts before you're able to do something, and my brain stopped, and there was this big black cobra just crossing my little bridge going into the canal. Yeah, it was like shiny and black, not in a good way.
Like Bruce Springsteen's Cadillac, right? Long and dark, shiny and black.
You can go another way, but yeah, we'll go Bruce Springsteen.
Hey. So what is
getting dark? Can you even see me anymore?
I can still see you, but it is getting dark as the sun continues to rise here. I've been up since early. But restaurants in Singapore.
Yeah.
I imagine it's an international.
Fantastic. They're fantastic. The food here is amazing. And they have all the regular name brand chefs, and they all come in, they start restaurants like Wolfgang Puck, and I think Gordon Ramsay had a place here, and all the big chefs, and they're all down at Marina Bay, which is the big casino area. But it's not like a trashy area. It's really nice, and but it's posh. But then you have the mid-range restaurants, which are decent, and then you have the hawker centers, which are you can get an amazing meal for like $3.50.
There's a lot of variety.
Oh yeah, you get Indian, Chinese, Thai, Malay.
There's a great Indian restaurant back in my old stomping grounds back in Northampton, Massachusetts, that when I get down there, I've been going there a lot. And I've just got back. I always loved Indian food. I don't know why I haven't been eating it lately, but I've been like a once a weeker. Love Indian.
Yeah,
Love,
it's pretty heavy.
yeah, hot, spicy Indian food. As
Yeah.
Dan fades into darkness, you're fading away.
I can get some light on, Dave.
Oh boy. So next week, what I'd like to do is have you maybe set your cameras up in your kitchen and have you cook something that you're really comfortable with. Is that
You know,
possible?
it'd be fun. My girlfriend's coming back from Vietnam. Maybe we'll make her cook something for us.
Oh, when is she coming back?
She's really good. She comes in on the 16th, I think, and then she's here for a couple weeks. So the Vietnamese food is it's amazing. It's fresh. It's healthy. So many vegetables. A lot of sugar. I'm trying to have her cut back on the sugar, but maybe we can do something that way. But let's keep in touch and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'd love to have her cook, and I'd also love to have you cook. I mean, you're one of my favorite, and you're one of my best resources. One of my favorite non-professional chefs. Dan just has a knack.
Oh, I love it though.
Yeah.
Check out my Instagram, Angmo Eats. I'll send you that link.
Can you say that again?
I'll send it to you. It's Angmo Eats. It's a Singaporean phrase. Angmo means red.
Yeah.
Red face, because the British here were all red from sunburn, so they call them Angmos.
Yeah.
So it's Angmo Eats.
All right. Well, we'll put that on the website too, so people can find that. Dan Floerke,
Sure.
It was nice to see you earlier in the show. It's nice to see your shadow now.
Sorry, Dave. I didn't know the sun would go down so fast.
Yeah, it tends to do
But
that.
good
at night.
talking to you.
It tends to do
It
that at
happens
night.
every day.
Hey, he's a star of our weekly series, Singapore to Sunappe, Dan Floerke, my good friend. Be safe, be good. My traveling companion is looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And we'll talk to you sometime next week and
Okay.
continue on with this
All right.
series. Dan Floerke, we're going to
Sure.
take a quick break. If you're watching on YouTube, that's it. If you're listening to the show, it's going to continue here at Cooking Something Good. We'll be right back after this. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us today on Cooking Something Good. Special thanks to our regular weekly host, Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunappe, and Dan Floerke, Singapore to Sunappe. Until next time, remember, food is fun, fun is food, and it's always foodie fun time here at Cooking Something Good. Until next time, we will see you later.